Hi, I'm Lynette Xanders. Today I want to share a framework I use when leaders ask me, where do I even start when it's time to transform my creative business? It is called a flywheel, and I'll unpack it for you in just a sec. So if you're overwhelmed by all the moving pieces, this framework is going to help you clarify what matters most and focus your energy, but primarily know where to begin. I think leaders struggle with where to start because there's so many moving pieces. Business is transforming rapidly. How we work has transformed rapidly. And I think the biggest problem area is that companies kind of went to business units or departments. So it's the fragmentation of silos has caused a lot of problems that we're now trying to untangle. Because it gets in the way of cross-pollination. It gets in the way of integration, coming up with ideas outside of departments. So leadership teams are often made up of people who run various departments, and they care about their department. But I think this flywheel helps them and helps leaders above them understand what they're supposed to focus on outside of their department. So there are 8 areas. And actually, this whole framework was from my dad, who was just a really amazing businessman. He did International Delight and Gatorade. And he said, your life is a flywheel and like a gyroscope. And if it's in balance, then it's going to keep going for almost forever with very little energy expended. But as soon as it's out of whack, it's going to slow down and then eventually stop. It's not sustainable. And it tends to get out of whack because we don't focus on all the things we're supposed to be focused on. I think most companies focus on fiscals because they're measurable, because that's what stakeholders and headquarters demand. We got to pay the bills, like it's an obvious choice, but there's so many other things that companies don't focus on that lead to good fiscals. So it's kind of counterintuitive. I'm asking you to focus on more things than just the one thing. But it's the interrelationship between them, I think, that makes magic, that makes a successful business. So the framework is in circles, and it shows the connectivity between them. And if we start, in the wrong place, it tends to fall apart. One of the biggest problems, I think, in the industry of advertising is when procurement took over. It was, not my words, but they called the bean counters. How long were you allowed to do this? How long were you allowed to do that? And I think what fell down was, hey, are we focused on our best clients? Are we focused on our customers? Are we focused on the work that we're doing? Are we focused on culture? And culture and energy are different. Culture is how we work together. Energy is how enthusiastically we work together, how excited people are to be at work and do their jobs. So I think to get leadership teams aligned on, as a group, we have to all care about these things, and we have to be able to measure each of these things. Is a fundamental shift, but I have found that leadership teams really appreciate having, a sandbox that they work on together. Because before that, they really only worry about their department, and nobody cares about each other's departments, or they don't know that much about it. They might be able to troubleshoot and problem solve, but the job of a leadership team is to move the organization forward and to allow the leader to work on future and not in the business. So on the business, not in the business. I think the starting point for this would be to share this flywheel with your leadership team, answer the questions that are posed for each of these. I would almost guarantee that you don't have all the answers. So your first job is to go find the answers. Who are your best customers, your Lions, and are they wildly happy? How fast are we losing people? Churn. Are we proud of the work that we've put out over the past quarter or the past year? You put it all on one wall and say, does this hang together and do we love it? I will also share this next slide with you that are exercises that I would do if it was my money, or that I could do for you to kind of unpack these different areas and get really clear on what needs to happen and how we would measure it at the back end. So the flywheel I've even had people use this flywheel as an agenda. So empty the circles and just use the circles. But the idea of it is it shows the interconnectivity of the different elements, and it takes away that illusion of a hierarchy of what's first on the list is more important than what's last on the list. It just kind of changes the conversation a little bit. If I do personal coaching, I use a flywheel. So what are the 8 areas that you need to work on? And what are the first actions that need to be done to move the ball forward in each of these areas? So this flywheel is for a business and it's for a leadership team. And I will say it's for any kind of business, but mostly creative businesses. So those who make things from ideas using people. And once you kind of have a good sense of all of these areas, things are going to move more smoothly. I always think of it as like chiropractic. Just the 10-degree shifts that kind of make things line up. And I'll give you a quick example. So I worked with kombucha company in Central Oregon, and they hadn't done a 1 to 10 happy meter before with their staff. Everybody got along pretty well, but at the beginning we said, okay, where is everybody on their happy meter, 1 to 10? And they had a couple of people who were below 4. And they were like, whoa, we had no idea. We're going to stop everything. We're going to triage this. What help do you need before we hand you more work? And now they do a 1 to 10 happy meter at every staff meeting once a week. How is everybody feeling? How's everybody doing? And it's just a way for them to check in with each other. That's kind of keeps things from going off the rails because nobody's aware until there's drama involved. So it's a drama prevention. But this is connective tissue for your leadership team. This flywheel is going to help your leaders be able to sleep at night and take vacation and let the leadership team actually drive the organization. It gives them a remit, if you will, of what doing a good job looks like and the things that they need to care about collectively. So transformation doesn't have to be overwhelming. It just needs the right framework. It needs clarity. It needs a common platform for people to know what they're working on together. I help people in loads of ways, from doing projects to just providing coaching. And I've got courses on all kinds of things, but primarily for leadership teams. I think they are the linchpin that either leads to success or failure for most businesses. So if you want to learn more on how I guide creative businesses, find me at wildalchemy.com.